Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm only posting this rant because I need to get some shit off my head regarding some absolutely retarded decision-making on the part of intelligence systems in regards to Arena mode for Fire Emblem Heroes. For those who are unaware, I've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes since April of last year, and started playing in competitive Arena about 3 months after I first played. For many players, Arena is pretty much the only real permanent endgame content available in FEH at current, and quite frankly, I'm no exception. However, I need to get some stuff off my head regarding Arena in general, as well as some more recent changes they made to the feature, as while Arena is pretty much the only worthwhile endgame content, it comes with many design flaws. The first thing I want to talk about how the scoring system works. One of the major factors in how well unit scores in Arena is how high their stat total is at level 40, which is already one of the worst ways to judge a unit's worth. Due to the way base stats and growth rates are doled out in FEH, ranged units have a BST that is roughly 10 less than that of melee units, and armored units have anywhere between 10 and 20 more BST than other movement types. Because of this, armored units have a scoring power greater than that of other units, which obviously hurts unit diversity the higher up the ladder you go. And as if that wasn't enough, the total SP cost of your skills is also factored into the scoring system, which in turn also limits diversity in what builds you can run while still scoring with. This is especially true in regards to specials. Only if the unit in question has an exclusive special, think things like Ira's Ragno Aster or Zelius' Black Luna, the vast majority of units are forced to run Aether or Gale Force if they want to max out their scoring potential. Of course, for a while, it wasn't too hard to compete in high-end Arena using whoever you wanted, even with the natural way to progression. However, in recent months, Incest has made a number of recent changes to Arena that basically disrupt the inconvenience players. The first of these was the blessing system introduced last November. The idea behind the system was that units could receive boosts to their stats if they had a certain elemental blessing attached to them, and were on the same team as a legendary unit with a matching element. Pretty simple concept, right? Well, they also decided to make said blessings factor into your Arena score, and given that the only way to get blessings for a long time was to pull for legendary units, which, by the way, are found only on banners which they share color with two other units, and combined with the fact that the active blessings rotate each week, this mechanic can only really be exploited by whales. Later changes are even more controversial, such as the mechanic introduced last month, where bonus units get 3 points for every unit they kill. Even though the overall concept was decent enough, since bonus had to act as more than just a prop, in practice, it basically forces the player to spoon-feed kills to their fucking bonus unit, which is anathema to the spirit of Fire Emblem, and goes against everything which we have been taught to do. And just this month, they finally addressed the BST issue, but they chose one of the most backwards, ass-brained, and grubby ways to fix this problem. How so? Well, data miners revealed the existence of 2 skills that artificially inflated the BST of a unit for scoring purposes, and both skills will be on a pair of new units that will be coming up on a banner next week. The problem I have with these new duel skills is threefold. The first of these is that the skills are A passives. That's the slot where skills that enhance the combat ability of units go, and the skills themselves only add 5 hit points. So, you're fucking telling me that in order for my lower BST units to be viable in high-end Arena, I have to give up optimal combat performance just for 5 fucking HP? Cut me a goddamn break. And as if that wasn't enough, the skills are limited by both movement type and color, which is totally aspirin because it severely limits who can benefit from such skills at this moment in time. The dual skills revealed only work for red, flyers, and green infantry respectively, and on top of that, future dual skills are almost certain to be gated behind seasonal and legendary units, meaning that players have to shell out a not insignificant amount of orbs to attain such skills. And third, it invalidates the investment that a lot of players have put into high-scoring teams. Before this update, the ticket to scoring high for an F2P player was to build a core of 3 to 4 star armor units. For those players, that investment is virtually meaningless since common red, flying, and green infantry units with profs automatically outscore them by 1 or 2 bins. As an example, I have a plus 10 Hector that I've had for about 2 months. Well, guess what? A plus 10 Merrick with green dual infantry scores a bin higher than my Hector does. Just to illustrate just how fucking asinine the FEH arena scoring system is, imagine playing competitive Pokemon, but how well your team scores, as well as what opponents you face, depends on the BST of the Pokemon on your team, as well as the base power of your moves. Sounds simple, right? Well, I'm not done. Imagine that system, but in order for anything below 600 base stat total to compete in high-end laddering, they have to sacrifice one of their move slots for a move that does jack shit besides raise effective BST for scoring purposes. And said moves only work if one of the Pokemon's types are compatible with the move in question. And as if that wasn't enough, you get 3 points each time you feint enemy Pokemon with a Pokemon that is drawn from a list of around 10 that changes every 2 weeks, and almost everything on said list is unviable in high-level play. And as for the cherry on the shit cake, to compete in the highest Ecleons of the ladder, you have to put an event legendary into your team, as well as equip special gems on the rest of your team that cost 300 battle points each to obtain, and you have to swap out legendaries and gems every week! At this point, all I can say here is this. What the fuck was Intelligent Systems thinking? And you're probably going to tell me, but Intelligent Systems is a private corporation, and it's their job to maximize shareholder value. Well, I have something else to tell you, you fucking finks. There needs to be a balance between profit and consumer satisfaction. And when you prioritize the former at the expense of the latter, people eventually stop fucking buying your product and your brand gets tarnished. The worst part about all this is I wouldn't even be here ranting about this topic and making a fucking video about it if Intelligent Systems had actually fucking bothered to give us permanent, grindable, endgame content. But as it is now, any content that would be grindy, for example Grand Conquest or Tempest Trials, only lasts like a week at most, and any super hard content that currently exists, like Abyssal Legendary Heal Battles, those only need to be cleared once to get over the rewards that that content gives out. And then you have things like Voting Gauntlets and Forging Bonds, which are, of course, a bigger joke than the fucking Detroit Lions. So, with that shit out of the way, how do we go about fixing the arena? Well, the first change I would make is to completely remove base stat total from the scoring calculations, and if that is not really an option, the solution would be to introduce a seal that would do the same thing as these duel skills, but they could be equipped on any unit. Second, there should be way more emphasis on merges and less emphasis on SP. Third, the mechanic where you get more points for killing enemies with your bonus unit needs to be capped at 3 points per match. Ideally, I'd want this one to die too, but the concept was good enough that the bonus cap is actually a pretty good compromise. And fourth, there should be far less emphasis on Arena's premium endgame content, and that other gameplay modes like Grand Conquests should be given a greater level of permanency. In any case, that concludes my rant. Have a nice day.